On the President Provost broadcast that kicked off the fall 2019 semester, I previewed a few of the things that are coming up on the podcast. If you haven't caught some of those, you can go back and check out our Mind the Gap episode. But I also announced that we want to help you share the gift of podcasts. And so in order to encourage those of you who have discovered the joy of podcasts to share the gift, we are going to do something special. Beginning now through September 30th, 2019, if you show a colleague how to subscribe to a podcast, and we hope it's Our College Your Voices, but it can barely be anything you want, just take a quick selfie together. I will make a donation of $1 to your campus's Circle of Ivy for each new subscriber from your campus. Now, because we can't just look at our subscriber numbers and tell where you're from, you do have to take one additional step to make this happen so I know which campuses should get the money. Just upload the photo and fill out the quick form. It just asks for both of your names at link.ivytech.edu/give-pod. That's link.ivytech.edu/GIVEPOD. You have a chance to take up to $500 split across our campuses out of my pocket to increase the dollars available for Circle of Ivy grants this fall. And if your photos get especially creative, or perhaps if you share the gift of podcasts more than anyone else, there might be a couple of additional special prizes sent directly to you. So remember that sharing is caring, and share the gift of podcasts with your colleagues. Welcome to Our College Your Voices. I'm your host, Kara Monroe. In a recent meeting, a couple of employees and I were talking about how great our benefits are, and I realized that that is an incredibly true statement. I wanted to have an opportunity to talk with a couple of the experts here at Ivy Tech about our benefits programs. And today we're going to start with some of our wellness programs. So I'm excited to have my guests, Jen Fisher and Chris Butler, here with you. So let's meet them first. Jen Fisher, hello.
Hi, Kara.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am great. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Jen Fisher. I'm the Assistant Vice President of Employee Benefits for the college. I've been here a little over 6 years, and I'm thrilled to hear that people are talking about our benefits in a positive fashion.
Yes, absolutely. We often hear the complaints and not the good stuff, but it was really good stuff. So welcome, Jen.
Thank you.
And Chris Butler. Hi, Chris.
Hi, Kara. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good.
Good. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am the Director of Employee Benefits. I handle a lot of the wellness and the retirement benefits. Woo, retirement.
I am particularly excited about those benefits at Ivy Tech. We'll talk about those in a future episode.
Yeah. I've been with Ivy Tech for about 11 years.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Welcome to you both. So you guys were actually talking just as we were getting set up to record about a lot of programs that I don't even think about when I think about wellness benefits, which is the topic of today's episode. So can you guys give us an overview of sort of what is encompassed in all of our health and wellness benefits?
Well, how much time do you have?
As much as you want.
We have made the decision to kind of group all of our wellness plans together under the Be Lively Employee Wellbeing Program. You can find all of this information on the benefits website, which you can link to under My Ivy. It's got a dedicated page. And so we wanted to have one landing spot for everything related to whether it's the Employee Assistance Program, programs that are available to our employees that are on the health plan specifically, and financial education, because we do have a very generous retirement program.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So let's dig into each one of those just a little bit. This episode, I think, is going to air in early September, and one of my favorite podcasters, Gretchen Rubin, calls September the other January. And it is a time where I know I'm trying to do some resets around my health and wellness. So let's talk a little bit about, we've gotten a lot of emails lately about some fitness programs. Can you talk a little bit about those and maybe what they are?
Sure. We have, in the beginning of January, we relaunched the Healthy Lifestyles. We had that a year ago, didn't have much engagement, but we have relaunched it with a new platform with ShareCare. So some of you may have seen the new app that it's a little easier to be engaged and track things on it. So Healthy Lifestyles is offered to all of our employees on the health plan and their dependents. And it's just something where you are able to track steps, you're tracking your sleep, you can track your stress level. And there are challenges that go along with those where when you successfully complete a challenge, you earn points that go towards redeeming gifts.
Excellent. And it is easy to track. I've downloaded, although I haven't done there's like a real age test you have to do. I haven't done that yet, but I have tracked some things in it, and it's really easy. It's sort of a stoplight kind of idea, I think is how I think of it.
Yep. The real age test is very interesting as well. I would suggest you get on there.
All right. Well, I will do it. Everybody on the podcast can hold me accountable and ask me if I've done it. So I will get it done before this episode airs. That will be my goal. You also talked a little bit as we were starting here about the employee assistance program. And I know I've heard about it since I think I got hired at Ivy Tech 20 years ago, but I don't know much about it. So can you tell us a little bit about that program?
Absolutely. The Employee Assistance Program is also known as an EAP, and it is a benefit that most employers have for their employees. It's completely paid for by the college, and there's no enrollment or anything like that associated with it. You just automatically have it. Now, what an EAP is, it's a confidential and voluntary workplace program that offers short-term counseling and referrals for our full-time employees and the people living in their homes. And so that could be a spouse, a dependent, an in-law. They all have these services available to them. The EAP addresses broad and complex body of issues affecting mental and emotional health. It could be anything associated with stress, substance abuse, anxiety, depression. All of those things really are encompassed in an employee assistance program. We are unique. Right now, each campus has a relationship with an EAP vendor. And so what we have done on our website is essentially list the vendor and the contact information for each local EAP program. Mm-hmm. We highly recommend folks take a look at it. It is confidential. The college doesn't receive any information associated with who's reached out or anything associated with what they have reached out for. So we just really want to encourage folks to use a benefit that is there for them.
So I've used counseling many times in my life at different points when I think it's a good tool when stress gets too much or anxiety is too much. But I've never thought about using the employee assistance program. Is it a good tool for that maybe infrequent check-in, or is it more for chronic issues?
Well, it can address chronic issues and help you build a plan moving forward, but it really is more for that short-term counseling session. Okay. So if you, for example, have noticed in the workplace that you are overwhelmed or you just need somebody to talk to, you can reach out. The vendor can assist you. They all have qualified personnel associated.
Right.
So you do have folks that are qualified to give you this advice. And then if it is something that is more chronic or long-term condition, they can help refer you to a provider who you can build that relationship with.
That's excellent. I learned something that I should have been using all along. That's very good. Thank you. I've got a lot of action items myself out of this, which is what always happens when I talk with you too. So you also talked about a couple of the other sort of smaller programs like the smoking cessation program and the financial wellness program. Let's talk about smoking cessation first. How does that program work if I'm interested in it, want to use it?
Well, the tobacco cessation program that we have offered, we started offering that, I think 2 years ago. And it's something that it's for employees that are currently a tobacco user, and they have to when they go through open enrollment or when they're a new hire, they have to elect if they're a tobacco user or not, and that gives them the higher health insurance premium. But there is a way to also decrease that health insurance program by completing the tobacco cessation program. It includes 12 chapters, and they go through those 12 chapters. Once they complete those chapters, myself gets a report, and then I will let the HR know, and they'll end up decreasing the premium back to the normal
very good
rate.
So there's a real reward for completing that. Because if I remember that premium it's a big add-on.
Yeah, it is. And then they have to, recertify every year. But
excellent.
I just want to add,
incentive.
It is. It is a nice incentive. I just want to add that program is actually available to all of our employees. So any of our part-time folks who are needing some assistance with kind of kicking that habit, trust me, I know how difficult it is.
Yep.
I kicked it a number of years ago.
Well,
Definitely
it's also available to spouses too,
Absolutely.
or something that needs, someone that's trying to help someone maybe in the household quit. it's available to them as well.
That's cool. That's a great tip.
We've teamed up with the Wellness Council of Indiana to help provide this program. And so we're thrilled to have that relationship with them.
Excellent. Very good. And I called it smoking, but it's really tobacco cessation. So thank you for correcting me on that. I do always forget that. And then the financial wellness training. And Jen, I remember you and I just talking about that when it first rolled out, that we were sort of overwhelmed by the number of people who logged in. And I know, just like time management, financial wellness is one of those things I always think I could be a little better at. And so
I think most folks could be.
Yeah, I think so.
Myself included.
So. Yeah. So can we talk a little bit about what that program is and how folks could get involved if they're interested?
Sure. And I'm going to tag team with Chris on this one because I want her to talk about our retirement symposiums.
Yes.
It's an exciting time in the world of financial education because we are building a new program right now.
Oh, cool.
With the generous retirement contribution that we have, there are tools out there available with Transamerica, who is the college's record keeper for the retirement plan. The tools out there help to assess retirement readiness, to help you assess how much you can really deduct from your paycheck and what that tax, benefit would be. But also, we're looking to expand the program to make sure that we're including just general education. How do you budget? What is compound interest? How do I set goals to achieve them? And then also, how do we talk about the different life stages? We have a lot of folks who are coming in to the college that have student loans, or maybe they're caring for a parent. They're part of that sandwich generation, or maybe they are trying to send their own children to college. So we're rebuilding the financial education program to make sure that we're including that. So we are very excited that we are hoping to have that rolled out by 2020.
Excellent.
We're really looking forward to that one. But Chris,
awesome.
I want to turn to you and have you talk a little bit about the retirement symposiums.
One thing that has been included in the financial education is the retirement symposiums. I started those probably 2 or 3 years ago, where I would go around to each of the campuses and we would invite employees that are kind of looking to prepare for retirement. So about age 52 and above. So it just allows them to give them some opportunity to start, thinking about what their possibilities and options are. And we invite those employees to come to each of those campuses, and it allows them to, listen to Social Security. They come in and they talk about their options and things to think about and be aware of. We also have our record keeper come in. And what we have done recently, as we've started having a panel where we bring back some of the local retirees from that campus and allowing the participants to ask them questions. And it's not really focused on the financial, but it's more of the, mental and things that they didn't expect when they retired. So it allows them to kind of reconnect and just ask questions. And that's been very popular.
I can imagine that would be a lot of fun. I love that idea. That's great.
It is by far our most successful program, and I have to give Chris credit for all of that. She's done an amazing job.
That's awesome. I remember when one of our recent retirees here at Systems Office went to the first one of those. He was very complimentary, and I, just knowing him, asked a lot of questions, I'm sure, and still does. But it's a good place because we just don't talk about that stuff. We don't prepare for it. So then we also have our health plans, which are very generous. And I put those on our healthy wellness. Is that right? We should be talking about health plans just a little bit?
Sure, just a little bit.
Okay.
One of the things that differentiates the two health plan, we have the Choice High Deductible Health Plan and the Standard PPO. The Choice High Deductible Health Plan actually covers more preventive medications. It covers diabetes, whether it is the test strips or the monitoring devices, it covers it at 100%. And again, that's the Choice High Deductible Health Plan. It's different. We do that on purpose because we know how important it is for people to manage their diabetes. And we want to make sure that we're removing all of the barriers associated with that. When you look at the health plans in general, there is preventive care under both of those, which I'm hoping that all of us are familiar with preventive care. Go to your doctor every year, get the necessary tests associated with your age and your gender. Really I can't say this enough that people really do need to get those preventive doctor's appointments taken care of. I know that they can sometimes be something you don't look forward to, but really it's better to catch things on the front side. The earlier, the better.
Absolutely. I want to echo that because might have at some point in my history gone more than 2 years, maybe even more than 3, without all those preventative checks, eye doctor, dentist. I never miss the dentist. I actually enjoy the dentist, which makes me weird. But
I like the dentist too.
I know, I love my dentist. But especially my general practitioner, I never look forward to going to my GP. So I made a project once a year. I spend a month trying to take care of all of those appointments. And that actually happens to be sort of August, September. I always do it at the beginning of the year. So it's been a good way for me. I don't avoid them now. I just don't look forward to them. So I echo that it's important to catch that stuff at the beginning.
I don't think you're alone in feeling that way, but kudos to you for actually putting time aside to do it.
Absolutely. And I do it at the busiest time of year. August and September is silly, but it's where it has always landed. So very good. So what else is on the front for you guys in terms of health and wellness programs?
Well, I do want to talk about one more program that we have available. It's called the Solera Health Management Program. And if you're on the health plan, you may have gotten a letter recently talking about this program. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
So the Solera Health Management Program is designed to help you lose weight and reduce your risk of developing type 2 diabetes. In the state of Indiana, the occurrence of diabetes is extremely high in this state. And so we want to give people, again, tools to help mitigate that. You essentially have to qualify for the program. And so you take a quiz that takes about 1 minute, and it's with Solera specifically. So it's not through us. And Solera essentially evaluates if you're eligible for this program. If you are eligible, you can enroll in your choice of a lifestyle change program. Now, what does that mean? That could be something online like Weight Watchers. You might have something local in your area. It's essentially allows you to choose the platform or program that works best for you. There are courses on nutrition. There's courses on how to exercise. Health coaching is available. You receive tools like a Fitbit tracker for that tracks your steps, and you have the potential of earning up to $150 in gift cards as you reach each milestone.
Cool.
We've had we did a slower rollout of the program and just really advertised it to employees only the first time around, and we saw, I want to say, about 150 people engage in the program. And already we have 12 people who have lost 5% of their body weight.
That's fantastic.
Which is life-changing.
Yes, it is.
People. And so the program is now open to dependents that are over age 18 that are on the health plan. And how you sign up, again, you can go to the benefits website. There's a link right there to the quiz, or you can type it in from the mailer that you might have received at home. So we're very excited about that program.
Excellent. Very good.
Oh, one other thing I need to add about that program. It is 100% college paid.
Oh, very good.
And that's kind of a key thing,
right,
to include in that program is all of the fees associated with the lifestyle program that the participant chooses. They come through the program as a claim, and so it's paid for by the college.
So Weight Watchers fees or any of those sorts of things could be paid if I qualify for that program.
Yep.
All right.
Up to a year.
Up to a year.
Okay. All right. I could benefit from a few of those healthy lifestyle programs. So I'm going to go out there and do that. So, all right. I mentioned Gretchen Rubin in this episode, and I'm an obliger. So you guys all hold me accountable for that. I'm going to do that. Well, every episode ends with a call to action. So for this episode, I'm going to put the link to the benefits website in the show notes. So if you have not visited that website lately, I would invite you to do that. And then I gave you a lot of things to hold me accountable for. So check in with me, check in with your colleagues, make sure that they know about these things, talk about them, ask questions. And now that Jen and Chris have agreed to come on one episode, I think I'll get them back on more to talk about some of our other benefits programs, especially as we go into open enrollment, which starts in late October. So we will get them back in here again as we prepare for open enrollment this year. Thank you for joining this episode of Our College, Your Voices. I want to thank Jen and Chris again for joining us today. Thank you both, ladies. I'm your host, Kara Monroe. You can connect with me on Twitter at KNM Tweets. Our producer is Ann Penny Valentine. Ann is on Twitter at Indy Penny. Don't forget, if you are an Ivy Tech employee and you want to join our Microsoft Teams community, that is open to you as well. It is in Microsoft Teams. Click on the Teams button on the left. Go down to the bottom to click on Join a Team or Group, and then you will find the Our College, Your Voices listener community there for you to click on. You can also reach us by email at ourcollegeyourvoices@ivytech.edu. Leave us a voicemail at 317-572-5049. Again, our voicemail number is 317-572-5049. If you have questions or comments about your benefits, you can send them there as well, and we will include them in a future episode. Our website is ivytech.edu/podcast. Production assistance for this and every episode is provided by Becky Campbell, Sarah DeWitt, and the Ivy Tech Community College marketing team, and our podcast concept is by Matthew Pittman. The music, recording, and post-production services provided by the amazing Jen Eads from the Brassy Broadcasting Company, and we will talk to you next time on Our College, Your Voices.